So it's been about a month or close to it since we planted everything in the beds. And I thought I'd give you a full garden tour to show you where we are and how everything's growing. So in this raised bed, we have a variety of peas and beans. We have some purple whole peas. We have, I think, one black-eyed pea. We have some Italian beans, and we have some more purple whole peas over there. Everything is growing well. It looks like I'm starting to get little flowers and everything on the plants, and they're doing well. So I figure maybe in another 2 to 3 weeks, we should be able to start seeing little pods, and shortly thereafter, we should have a harvest. But this bed is doing real well. In this bed, we have several varieties of okra, at least 2. We have the Burmese okra here. These 2 plants, this one and this one, are Burmese okra. And this one, these types are a orange colored variety called Zhang, and they're growing well. So I expect probably in 3 to 4 weeks, we should start seeing pods and harvest shortly thereafter. Here we have cucumbers, and forget the variety, but as you can see in previous video, I got some netting from Temu, and I got 2 old paint posts and stuck them into the bed and put some of the netting up so that the cucumbers can grab hold to. Hopefully it'll work and we'll be having cucumbers, but they're growing well and I'm happy with it. In this bed, we have bell peppers and Hasinator bell peppers and a couple onions, and everything's growing pretty well, slowly but surely. About 5-6 days ago, we had a really bad storm at night, so I was worried that everything was going to get flooded out and stunted, but my worries were for naught. Everything is looking well. Looks like I have some blooms on the Hasinator bell peppers. I'm sorry, on the other bell peppers, and we should be getting fruit from them soon. This is my squash bed. We have the patty pan squash. We have 4 of them, 1 in each corner, but it looks like they're trying to meet each other. We have male flowers that have come out on 2 of the plants. Well, make it 3. This is the runt of the litter, but they'll be coming along shortly. And we have some onions to keep pests away. So far, no problems with vine borers or anything like that. So hopefully we will get fruit before it's time to remove the plants, but everything is looking well. compared to when I first put these plants in. 3 of the 4 of them have gotten real big. And that lets me know that they're happy in their new home and the soil is good. In this bed, we have some fruit punch tomatoes, and they're doing well. This little tomato cage came from Temu as well, and I put it together and surrounded this one plant to see how it would do, and so far, so good. We also have some contender bush beans that I planted those maybe about 5-6 days ago, and some of them came up immediately, and then I have 2 Johnny-come-latelys that are starting to come up. I also have another tomato plant over here, and it's growing well. Overall, the bed is doing good. Plants are getting bigger. It looks like the tomatoes are going to do well. These are determinate tomatoes, I believe, and they're, like I said, they are the variety called Fruit Punch. This tomato plant here is a variety called Galanus. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's doing okay. It's not taking off like its sister plants, but it is growing, so I'm happy for that. Here in the long bed, we have tomatoes, we have black kale, and we have lettuce, and we also have basil. The tomatoes here are the cherry husky tomatoes, and I actually have fruit that has set. Hopefully you can see it over here as well. The plants are getting big, so I did my take on the Florida weave. I weaved some twine in between the 2 plants and this post here and this stake here in order to keep them up. The plants were standing up by themselves real well until the rainstorm that I mentioned came through, and it kind of blew them over. So I decided to help them at first with the stake, and then later on I got the idea of using the Florida weave. The romaine lettuce is getting big. It's ready to be harvested and eaten. Well, at least 2 of them are. The other 2 are coming along slowly, as are the black kale. And I had to put some dust on the plants because it looks like something was eaten, mainly the kale. The lettuce, it doesn't seem like it touched or anything like that. But the basil is looking nice and big. It'd be time to harvest and pick some of that. In this bed, we have collards, top chop collards, and they're starting to get bigger. And again, it looks as if something was helping themselves. So I sprayed them with or gave them a dusting as well. So hopefully, whatever was doing it will stop. The onions are growing as well. Soil is healthy. We have some type of mushroom that is growing. And every so often I come out and pull them up. But overall, I'm happy with the way everything is looking. The garden is doing great. Here in my wife's flower bed, the flowers are looking good. I've deadheaded some of the marigolds so that they will continue to bloom. The zinnia is starting to do well. Snapdragons looks as if they have finally caught up and are starting to get bigger. So throughout the summer, I'm pretty sure my wife is going to have lots and lots and lots of flowers. Yeah, I did a video recently on growing California black-eyed peas in the green stock, and they are doing well. They've gotten bigger. During the storm that we had, I was concerned that it might get blown over because we had some trees that were blown down, but this stood nice and tall. Nothing happened to it. The squash plants down at the bottom, there are 3 of them, are getting bigger. So overall, it looks like this is somewhat of a success so far. We're keeping our fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll have a nice and full green stalk in a couple weeks. Squash plants, or zucchini that I planted here are doing well. They're getting big. Looks like they're going to start setting flowers soon. The 2 eggplants on Black Beauty are doing well, although it looks like something was eating leaves on this one, which is why you see the white powder on them. This one is another zucchini or squash. It is gotten big and looks like it will be going to flowering soon. This is a pepper, cayenne variety of cayenne pepper that is doing, actually, no, I take that back. This is the longhorn pepper that I planted in a previous video. It is a form of a cayenne. It looks like it's doing well. These are some extra patty pan squash that I had, and I didn't want to throw them away, so I put them in separate containers in Container Alley. They're doing okay. This one over here was doing well, but during the storm, something fell on it. So I stood it back up, put some more dirt around it, and hopefully it'll spring back to life. This is my experiment with corn, and I am honestly surprised that I have a bunch of corn that germinated. So we're going to, once they get big enough, I'm going to go ahead and put some Nature Safe 1300 down, and then add some more compost on top of that. But when I initially planted this, the same day, we had a real bad storm, and my grandson forgot to turn the water off. So this container flooded. And on top of that, the holes that were in the bottom weren't helping. So I put some more holes in, and the water eventually drained out. And I thought I was going to have to do a replanting, but it looks like I'm not going to have to do that because we have corn plants. The variety is a peaches and cream that I got from Haas Tools. This is the Aji Dulce pepper, and it looks like it is very small because it is, but it is actually bigger than what it was when I put it in the pot. So it's coming along. This is a red Scotch bonnet. Again, same thing as the previous pepper. It was smaller than this when I put it in the pot. It's coming along. There's some extra Ace 55 tomatoes in these two containers right here, and they're getting bigger. This is another pepper here. I believe it's a jalapeno. And believe it or not, it is actually bigger than what it was when I planted it. So it's doing okay. And last but not least, on the other side, we have another pepper. I forget the variety, so I'm going to take you over so we can look at the tag. Hopefully it hasn't been washed away. And it has been. So I have no idea what type of pepper this is, but it is a pepper. And we have these two empty buckets that I haven't put anything in. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in. I have some plants in the greenhouse, so I may put something out, but I have extra space here that I'm going to put another large container here for my sweet potatoes. Now, I have some sweet potatoes that I'm trying to grow from, I'm trying to grow slips from, but it's taking longer than I thought it would do. It would take to do so. So I have some slips that are on the way. Once they come, I'm going to make a video of my process of planting them, and you guys can watch for that upcoming. So I hope you enjoyed the full garden tour. It has been a really a work in progress and a labor of love to get to this point. And so far, it looks like I'm seeing the fruits of my success starting to come out. Now, as I stated, have stated before, we have finished phase 1 and phase 2 of my makeover. Phase 3 is going to consist of putting down citrus fruit. So those of you that whose videos I watch a lot showing on how to grow citrus, I will be picking your brains, and I will be watching and rewatching a lot of your channels, your videos on your channels. I want to say 5 or 6 large containers that I want to grow citrus in, and during the winter and stuff like that, I probably move them into the greenhouse. But so stay tuned for phase 3 in the upcoming future. So I want to thank you for coming along while I showed you the tour. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the like button. For those of you that are first-time viewers, this is your opportunity to subscribe. I can grow a lot of vegetables by myself, but I cannot grow the channel without your help. For my returning subscribers, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. You guys have made the channel more than I ever thought it could be. So my appreciation goes out to each and every one of you. If you do decide to subscribe, don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell on. You'll be notified whenever I upload new content. You can share the content as well. Lastly, and most importantly, remember, even in small spaces such as mine, you can grow a great amount of food for yourself and your family. Stay blessed, stay strong, and grow, grow, grow. Always, always, always give the thanks to God, for without Him, we are nothing. Until next time, take care.